Hey, all right. So this is Rental Scopes workshop about using AI tools to make your marketing faster and smarter. Because who has time to do marketing these days, right? You're told you have to be on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. You have to create content to attract new owners, to retain owners, to talk to guests. You also have to create content, just like guides to talk to processes for your cleaners and guides for onboarding new owners and kind of things like this. So it's crazy how much you have to do. So what we're going to do today, the whole Rentals Club team, Yuvika, Sida, and I are going to show you the tools that we use at Rental Scale Up to save time and create very good content. You'd be surprised to know that at Rental Scale Up, there's only three of us, and actually only 10% of my time goes to Rental Scale Up. 90% of this goes to do the marketing for PriceLabs. Uh, and yet we're able to have, like, I think, a pretty good newsletter every week. We have a podcast with weekly episodes. We have a YouTube channel. We are active on LinkedIn. How do we do all this? Well, because we leverage AI tools. And you'll see that one of the things we do is repurposing. Basically, we use content that's pretty good that we created, for example, as a video, and we make sure to turn this into an article or the audio of a podcast, or we use automated tools that looks at the video basically and cuts the video in ways that are the best. Like, not only will this edit automatically the video and take some clips from this to post on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, but also the algorithm is smart enough to detect which of the parts of the video to take and turn into a short video. That's pretty amazing. That's what we're going to see today. Um, Also, not to hide anything, that's not the live version of the webinar. The live version was recorded yesterday, but we forgot to record this intro. So I'm just re-recording the day after the intro, and you'll see the full webinar later. Um, so again, the goal is, like, you probably have limited time. You probably don't have the money to hire a whole team or an external company. You still want to have your content stand out, on the social media, on your platforms, on listings like Airbnb and Verbo. You want them to stand out. You want probably to increase how often you communicate with your past guests. How often do you write to past guests, tell them to come back, or what's new in a destination. How about owners? You probably want to tell them what's happening in the market, right? But who has time to do all this? So that's why AI can help you with this kind of marketing in efficiency, cost effectiveness, and creativity. And all this by still making sure that it's your tone, your knowledge, your difference as a vacation rental company. So again, you'll see examples of what we use, but the examples not about what we do for ourselves, using the same techniques and tools we use as you could do for yourself when creating content about your destination, when writing to your owners, for example. All right. Um, we'll be naming a series of tools. These tools, you'll see a slide presenting this, um, and the pricing. So the first thing I want to do for these demos is to go over one example. Um, the first example that I will cover is basically leveraging um, tools that are not just for the vacation rental industry, but it could be very, very efficient for you. For example, imagine you are talking to a new supplier. They're remote, or you couldn't meet face to face. You have a meeting on Zoom or on Google Meet, right? Well, as you may know, you have tools now that can record what you're doing, transcribe this as a text. Even better, they can summarize the action point. Think about it. Maybe you have a meeting on Google Meet or Zoom with with an owner who's pretty far away, and it's been a bit difficult, and you're trying to solve an issue with them. And at the end, what you like to do is to send them quickly the action points. Say, hey, Mr. Mrs. Owner, I heard what you said, and here are the action points on which we all agreed. You guys, you buy a new sofa because you want to upgrade the place, but meanwhile our team will do this and that. So these tools are able to record the meeting, transcribe it, and give you the summary for the action notes. That makes you so much efficient. That makes you look much more professional as well, right? And saves you time. I'm going to give you an example. The example I'm going to give you is from basically a meeting we had when we prepped it. Let me share this up. All right, so in this example, what you're seeing is basically a piece of software called Read AI, like to Read AI. And what we do basically, whenever we have a meeting, we add Read AI as a guest, and Read AI is recording the whole meeting, the video. That was the meeting where we prepped this webinar, for example, right? And what it's going to do, then I will find, if I want to, the whole transcript, like what's, you click on transcript, what everybody said and when, which is okay, which is interesting, if you know, make sure what an owner said and exactly quote what they said. That's important. But what really saves you time is this tab about notes, right? There's not only the summary, but for example, it gives me the list of action items. The Thibault will rehearse on Thursday morning. Yuvika would confirm the final talking points and flow. Yuvika prepare a guide for repurposing. So you can see it's very good. So all I just to do, for one example, would be to copy paste this and send it to the owner or the supplier or the team, my internal team with which we talked, and say, hey, that's the action points we agreed on. I can find my notes. So it's pretty good because it's really good at analyzing a thing. And what's interesting as well, so you don't have to use it, it can also analyze the sentiment. For example, will people engage? How was I doing during the thing? Was I being engaged? Apparently 96 out of 100. I really liked it. So maybe it doesn't make sense in your case, but it's really, really helpful as well to see, maybe you ask a question. Imagine you ask a question to an owner, right? You ask a question and you see how they reacted. Were they like, engaged? So sometimes it kind of helps to see the reaction of people and checking. But anyway, the real usage I have here is like, got a meeting, action points. I just send this. Of course, what I would do here, I would take these action items, plug them into ChatGPT and say, hey, here are action items. Please create a friendly but professional email to send to an owner, recapping this action point for the meeting we just had. And boom, I would be done. And I would just then send an email at the first name, last name of this person and send this. So I hope this shows you how you can really, really save time with these kind of tools. Another tool I want to talk about now is the ways you can use other tools, AI tools, to enhance your communication, in the sense that there are tools, data tools, for example, like PriceLabs, that give you market data, right? And sometimes you want to inform an owner, imagine the same owner, about how her listing is doing in terms of trends, right? Maybe this owner has issues understanding that the market is not doing well, but you need to give her an idea of how the market is doing, and you want to email that to her politely. So let's take this example. So let me first, again, share a tool we use. In this case, I'm quickly showcasing a tool by PriceLabs, which is called AI Insights. Nice. Can you guys see it? Yes. Cool. All right. So imagine again, so that you're not lost, what I'm trying to do, I need to send an email to this owner about the trends, right? And what we want to show you today, you'll see it's a common theme. We want to leverage AI tools and add to that our expertise to look like people who we are. We know our markets, we know it really well, and I'm going to do that to quickly show to the owner the value I can bring, right? She wants to know about the market trends. She has questions. Why don't you use a tool like PriceLabs? So PriceLab has itself, now AI, right? What I mean, for example, here are the future prices, occupancy. So it's a pacing data for a listing. That's actually my own property in the Caribbean, in St. Bart's, right? With PriceLabs, this AI button, I get basically this data heavy chart. It's turned into a very simple summary where I can understand what's happening in the trends, right? And same thing for occupancy. I click on this and I get the summary again of how the occupancy is pacing for 2025. I could, right? I could just copy paste this to my owner, right? But I can maybe bring insights to this, right? Can you guys still hear me? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to ChatGPT, right? And I'm going to copy paste this. Up, trends. So that's what I'm hearing. These are the trends for price. Sum up these trends about. So and this data is about for listing, right? About a listing called Belamour in St. Bart's. So the listing, we call this a villa. So I'm just here copy pasting the data. Here, I'm going to copy paste again the one from, that's for the prices, that's for the occupancy. Right. And then obviously that's about 2025, right? And quickly when I prepared this, I'm adding some notes, right? Because 2025 in St. Bart's, which is a market I know this like because I'm like you are a local vacation rental manager, you know stuff about your market, right? And I can know looking at the trends that the trends are talking about it's a winter market, high season is in a colder month. As well, I could just look in the dates. I know that there's some peaks of demand in April, for example, because we have sailing regattas. And you know what I know? I know that one is happening and the other one has been cancelled. So I'm just going to add that facts about the market, which I know anyway. And also about the regattas, when it's happening, the other one not. And also, by the way, I'm quickly feeding some data, some knowledge about the villa. It's a high-end villa in St. Bart's. And I will just ask it to understand what's happening, right? Turn it. Okay. So basically it's interpreting data, merging the trends I talked about. Here I just want is just have a simple text. So I'll just say this in simple English. So basically it's rephrasing a lot of the facts that's happening, and using also so explanation. For example, you can see here they know there's a price surge by 12%, but it's able to explain it was due to this event that's not happening. So it's really as well in the end able to summarize it and we say make it a easy to understand email and then right. So anyway, so you get the idea here. That was just an example where what I want you to do is to say sometimes what you want, use some AI tool that exists for meetings, for this, mix it up with your own knowledge of the market and say, you know what, that's the trend, that's what I know, and try to put this quickly in the email and send it to the user. Now we're on to another example, which is about repurposing content. And I leave it to Yuvika.
Thank you, Thibault. I'm going to continue this theme of what you know and kind of extend that into what you already have. So obviously creating content is a chore, you know. It's not easy and it's even harder to start from scratch. But a lot of the times you might you might be ignoring content that you already have because you created it for it to fulfill a certain purpose, for example, and it did the job one time and now it's just laying dormant in your records and you don't even know that it's something you could use in many different ways. So think about, for example, an owner's manual you created to onboard new owners, or a presentation maybe you put together for onboarding a new owner, basically letting them know about who you are, what your expertise is, and what they can expect after you start managing their property, right? You want to tell them who they can contact and about what, introduce them officially to your team, and also let them know what kind of communication they can expect, at what intervals and through what medium, all that good stuff, you know, and your expectations. There's also expectation building involved, what they can expect from you, and also the expectations you have as a property manager from them as owners. So, you created this owner guide one time, maybe 2 years ago, and you sent it to your new owners, the last owner you onboarded, and that's it. That's done. How may you make it work for you more? How may you get more mileage out of that? So that's what I want to talk about today. I'm going to share my screen and first show you a dummy owner manual that I created, which again I created using AI, ChatGPT mainly, but DeepSeek will do the same for you. It is a very similar tool, and so will Gemini, for example. So here's this dummy guy that's introducing this dummy agency, Elite Stay Management, welcoming the owner, um, bringing them into the fold, and then introducing the team, um, introducing the team by their function, for example, the account manager, guest relations and reservations coordinator, and all that stuff. And by the way, this sample guide also I will share with the rest of the resources that we are sharing during the course of this workshop, so that if you want to take a look at it at your own time, you can do so later as well. But this is just to show you what we are talking about right now, which is taking this owner's manual and making it work for you in different contexts. Now, what do I mean about different contexts? You can take this owner. So right now, the audience, who is the audience for this owner's manual? An owner that you already brought into the fold, you're already starting to manage their properties. Great. But you could take this and adapt it to a different audience. What do I mean by that? So, for example, we know, since we look at one of the things that we do at Rental Scale Up is keep an eye on the trends, and we know, in spite of the market growing so exponentially, one of the primary goals for property managers pretty much everywhere remains to grow their portfolio. You want to add more and more properties, you want to acquire new properties, but attracting new owners isn't easy, and I shouldn't have to tell you that. You know, you are in the trenches. You want to be able to easily tell them what is it that you're offering them, what sets you apart from your competitors, why should they trust you with your property. And the good news is, if you've created an owner's manual in the past, you already have pretty much all of the answers. So the example that I want to give you today is taking this owner manual, that you have presumably created some time ago, and turning that into, let's say, a landing page to attract new owners, to acquire new properties. So since this manual already lays out your services, your team, your value proposition, it's kind of a perfect resource to repurpose into a landing page designed to convert new owners. And this is just one of the ways that you can use it. So let's see how we might do that, right? In action, instead of me just explaining it in detail. One moment, let's go ahead and go over to ChatGPT, our dear friend, and let me share that with you. Can everybody see my screen? Thumbs up. Cool, perfect. So this is ChatGPT. We are using a paid version, which is ChatGPT 4.0. And the paid version will allow you to attach files, documents, images, all of that good stuff. Anything you want to use as reference, it will allow you to attach that. So I'm going to attach this owner's manual, owner guide that we created so painstakingly, right? And ask it to convert that into a, let's start with the heading and subheading for a landing page. Sorry, this toolbar is always on my way. By the way, if you have any questions, you can also use the Q&A button in your toolbar to ask these questions. That way, it's easier for us to track the questions and we can answer them all at the end of the workshop, towards the end of it. Okay, let me go ahead. All right, so our file is attached. What should our prompt be? Use this attached owner's manual to create a compelling headline and subheading for a landing page I want to create to attract new owners. Right? Pretty simple. It's a very simple request. But one thing that I would also suggest adding here is asking it to use best practices for such a landing page. Because ChatGPT is not just taking into account the content you've presented to it, right? Your prompt, yes, and your owner's manual or whatever data you're feeding into it. It has a reservoir, this immense reservoir of data from all over the internet. So ask it to use that knowledge, ask it to use that expertise. So use best practices for creating such a landing page to create a landing page that converts, for example. Again, this is a very rudimentary beginning level sort of prompt, and we can refine it as we go. Let's see what happens here first. All right, we allow it to think. It needs time to think just as we do. Great. Headline, your property, our expertise, seamless, stress-free management that maximizes returns. Subheading is join elite stay management to discover how proactive property care, dynamic marketing, and transparent communication can transform your property into a top performing asset without the hassle. So already it is speaking to some pain points that potential owners like this might have. They don't want the hassle. They want easy profits. They want somebody to manage everything for them stress-free. Great. Easily, it was able to take what you've already created and prepare it for another use, make you, prime you to get new leads. Now, let's go one step further. Let's ask it to create the landing page, but not obviously it cannot create the landing page for us. Maybe ask it to create the outline for such a landing page. So create an outline for this landing page to acquire new owners, use best practices that help convert. Again, I don't have to say it every time. This is just for illustration purposes. Because ChatGPT is iterative, when you've given it one instruction once, it will keep factoring that in as long as you're in the same chat. So
And you, yeah, sorry, I was replying to some comments, but did you explain why we say use best practices? Because it's really, really a key tip to get the best results. Why did you need to, when you say create an outline, why did you have to say use best practices?
I did. I went over it briefly because you want not just the data you're providing right now to be used to come up with a result, but you want ChatGPT to use its expansive reservoir of data from all over the internet that has been fed into it to create it, and use those thousands and thousands of pages that it has access to evaluate what works and give you a result that is aligned with what works. It already has that idea, right? So, outline for a high converting landing page to acquire new property owners. So here we have a hero section, which is what we had already gotten in the first part of our exercise, which is the headline and subheading. But it's already adding your call to action, and it's also telling you what that call to action, what that button should say. Also, it gives you an idea for what the visual should be here. Second, it's telling you to build trust and social proof, and how might you do that? You do that by adding maybe a testimonial from a current owner, logos of your partners, etc., any performance statistics as well. So this, by the way, this content was not in our owner manual, right? Because we were not including this, but it's still going, since we asked it to use best practices, it's going beyond what was in the owner manual and telling us, hey, if you added this for this particular audience, this might work better, right? Then another section is key benefits. And again, as you scroll down, you will see it'll give you suggestions throughout, not even missing the smallest details. So for example, even reminding you to have your footer with contact information. So no detail really is overlooked. Of course, after this, you can use you can obviously further edit and refine this based on what your needs are, right? For example, if you operate in the luxury segment, for example, then maybe you want to take one of the sections, or whichever section you want to rework, you want to take it and you want to ask it, hey, my niche is luxury vacation rentals or luxury coastal vacation rentals. Can you adapt it to my niche? And it will do that for you. You can do that for its tone, whether you want to expand on the text or reduce the text, make it edit it down. That's iterative. You can still do that. But this was an example of how you might take an existing piece of content and think about who else might benefit from getting to know about this, and then repurpose it very quickly. Often starting from scratch can be the most difficult part. So here you don't have to. This kind of also forces you to think about, hey, what do I already have in the offering that I might be overlooking, right? So that was my example of repurposing content. Obviously, there's a lot of different use cases for this that we might include in the takeaways article, for example, for the lack of time, but we want to make sure that you get to know other really important pieces of repurposing content. And I think Thibaut and Stikta are going to go into more of that, how to think through the process a bit better. Thibaut?
And I'll just have to unmute myself. Classic. All right. So now we're going to enter into the meaty part of this. So hopefully you've been able to see, again, I was presenting at the beginning and say, you know what, things like tools we don't think to use, like, recording meetings, or, oh, there's data, there's AI stuff in my data tools or dynamic pricing tools. Why not plug this to basically into ChatGPT, for example, and to get some content out of this, or be able to be more productive and just show my owners, look at this, I'm pulling up immediately with the action points. And in the case that we had with Yuvika here was to say, I can use some text to get new text, right? For example, on a guide, you did put so much work into your owner guide about who you are, your values, what you're going to do. This is probably, as she did, you see how she could create a whole outline for a landing page. Then you can just give it to your web team, or even I could create it myself because I know how to use a website, but see how you don't need so much to redo this whole work. That's what you, as an owner of the company, want to see on your landing page to attract this. And she could also have even gone and say, turn this content for owners as a series of 3 emails that we're going to send to potential owners who want to join us, right? You can see now, hope you see all this hard work you did on one piece of content, how you may think, what, I will ask ChatGPT to use best practices for email acquisition. And they have all these patterns or these templates in their mind, right? ChatGPT has it. And say, use that on my content to turn this guy into something else. Now we're going to do something a bit meatier, but that was also interesting, right, to be clear. It's like we're going to see how you can, for example, create a video, and from the video, go from video to text, or long video to shorter videos. Really what we think a lot in terms of marketing, things you never have the time to do, or sometimes things you're afraid of doing because like, I don't want to go do a video because if I shoot a video by myself, somebody's gonna have to edit it, and it's gonna be. I don't want to look terrible because I want to look professional. Well, that's the good news. That's what we're gonna cover. I'm going to show you how we think through it at Rental Scale Up. Um, and to do that, I'm going to introduce you another AI tool. So bear with me. I don't want to lose you in this thing. Um, what I'm going to show you is, let me share my screen, is something to think through it. So again, that's not the tool to create videos. You don't have to use the tool I'm going to show you now, but imagine sometimes in your company, you have to create processes. Again, with your cleaners, how to do things. With your onboarding team, how to do things. Sometimes you have to create a process, and it could be slides. And in these slides, you would need an illustration to show the process, right? Well, so basically you would imagine you writing down a process and you would see, what, if I had a illustration to explain that, it would be fantastic. How we onboard people, how we clean things. So again, that's a quick tool I'm going to show you that we use as well at Rental Scale Up when we want to explain something complicated with an image. The tool I'm going to show now is called Napkin, napkin.ai. So thumbs up if you can see this. Yeah. Snigda or Yuvika. Yeah, yes. Okay. Oh, basically, so that's a tool called Napkin. What I just did, I copy pasted here, I just wrote down how, as an example, how I have a process, which is my process here, what I do at Rental Skill Up, how we go from creating one video to then from there we extract the text to create an article, we extract the sound to get a podcast, and we extract and cut automatically with AI the long video into very, very snappy and good short videos. That's what I just tell you. It's written down in words. It's me. I thought about this. And I'm just going to use this tool, which is an AI tool, to help me automatically create an illustration that you'll see will make it so much easier for you to understand what I just explained to you. So let me pick one, for example. You can see here basically the AI tool read the content and is suggesting me different ways to express that to you. I'm just going to quickly pick one. Let's start. How about this one? All right, I'll pick this one. I could adapt it. Okay, imagine I pick this. All right, anyway, so all this text was doing, and sometimes it's better to just have illustration, is explain to people, what we do at Repurpose, we shoot a video, and then through different tools that Snigdha is going to show right now, we're able to extract the text from it and turn this into an article, use the sound for a podcast, and use the video for short videos. And we do this every week at Rental Scale Up, right? But that was a sideway, so it's a bit meta what I just showed, but it's like, if you see, I was showing you how you can create a process, and sometimes you need to show quickly a drawing about the process. That was super easy to do. I go to napkin.ai, and it's free, by the way. And I just typed in I wrote down his text, right? I just wrote down blah, 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 whatever. And the thing's going to able to analyze what you wrote and propose you some illustrations. So the side note again, if you want to look professional, sometimes I know you're professional, but sometimes you need to, for investors, for example, or for somebody you have to explain something in a neat way. That's a very, very handy tool to share things. So I just showed you a graph, which was about how we do things. How about you guys? Snigdha shows you exactly the tools we use, again, to turn videos into different kinds of formats. And that's the last part of this workshop today. Take it away, Snigdha.
Thanks, Thibaut. Hi everyone again. Hi again. So now I'm going to build more on the repurposing part. How Thibaut said that how we repurpose one form of content into different kinds of content using same piece of content. So let me start with a relatable example. You know that feeling when you have one solid piece of content sitting there and you're like, wow, I wish I could repurpose this for different platforms, but then since you're a property manager and you already have a lot on your plate, you sometimes don't have the time to do that, or sometimes you don't have the right tools, or maybe you're not sure how to do it effectively, but that's okay. That's exactly where Weed.ai, the tool that I'm going to show today, can help you. It can help you repurpose content effortlessly, and this AI tool makes repurposing very easy. You don't have to spend hours editing, resizing, formatting, which is, I know, a pain. And it so basically it does all the heavy lifting for you. So if you ever wanted to turn one piece of content into multiple assets, congrats, Weed AI can help you. And that's exactly what I'm going to show today. So before I start that, I want to say that at Rental Scale Up, we use Weed AI a lot for repurposing content. So we start with the main video, then articles are branched out from that, and then shorts are branched out, and also podcast are branched out. So that's how we use Weed AI to repurpose content. Also, before we start, before we dive into repurposing, I think let's take a step back and talk about video editing, because let's be honest, if the main core video that you are creating is not polished enough, no amount of repurposing can save it. So that's why I want to show you some really cool features on Weed that will help you edit your videos to make it look more professional and high quality. So I'll present my screen.
And while you're doing this, to be clear, what Tina's going to show you is not just editing in the sense that there's been editing software for years, right? Is how this kind of tools uses AI to make it much faster and better. Not just editing, but editing through AI. Fancier. Okay, you're ready. Go ahead.
Okay. So for this video, for this particular demonstration, I've taken an example. I'm sure you will find it relatable. So, suppose you have just onboarded a new property and you have not met the owner yet. Owner is remote, and you want to welcome them. So, videos are the best way to do that. People want to see you. People want to hear from you. So, it's better to create a video, but it's also a lot of work, right? Because you have to edit the video, make it more polished. Do lots of things to make it better. So, but Weed.ai helps you to exactly save your time there. So this is the video. This is the sample video that we have taken. You can see Thibaut.
Hi, Claire. Hi, Tim. I just wanted to take a moment to personally welcome you and say how excited we are.
So the video is very good right here. Everything is perfect, but we have two major problems. One is that Thibaut is reading a script, and we can see that that is not a problem, but his eye contact is not aligned with the camera. So that needs to be fixed because it will look more professional and as if he's talking to the because it's for the owner. So it should be more directed towards them. Next thing is that since Thibaut is not a native English speaker, sometimes maybe people find it difficult to understand the audio of the video. So we are going to fix that using Weed. Two simple things that Weed lets you do. First, we can fix the eye contact. It's okay if you've recorded the video already and the eye contact is not apt. AI this can fix for you. So all right. So let me show you how to do it. So I just have to select the eye contact so it looks like the person is looking right at the camera, even if they are not. So meanwhile, this is happening. We should also add subtitles to the video. So it easily lets you add the subtitles, auto subtitles in English, of course. So you see, it's very easy. You get all the tools right here in Weed. You don't have to go to multiple places. Okay. So, the subtitles. We already have the subtitles. You get to choose which kind of subtitles you want to put, like maybe your brand colors, etc. You can do all of that. I'm going to stick with the basic one for this. Um, okay.
Hi, Claire. Hi, Tim. I just wanted to take a moment to personally welcome you and say how excited we are to have Sandalwood Villa officially on board.
Did you see the difference? Now we have the subtitles. Even if the audio is not clear, anyone can read the subtitles and they can understand what's there in the video. And we can you can also see that the eye contact is
It's
fixed.
a stunning property,
It
and we're
looks like
thrilled
Thibaut
to
is
be
looking at the
managing it.
camera and recording the
First,
video,
thank you
which was
for
not the
trusting
case
us.
before.
It's a big step, And we take that responsibility.
So yes, here, two things that it fixed very instantly. It took us just 2-3 minutes to do that. And then you can just, sorry about this, you can just make sure to to turn on burn subtitles so that the video, when it gets downloaded, it has the subtitles. You can just export the video in any format you want to, and then you're ready. The video is ready here. You can just download it once it is exported.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think we're good.
perfect.
Let's go to the.
Yes.
Sorry,
Okay.
don't press you, but I know there's only 30 minutes left, and I see people are super interested, and
Okay.
the coolest thing is coming. So I'm like, yay, let's do it.
Just a sec. Okay, now we all have, like, long form videos. When I say long form, I mean maybe 30-minute long video. And we have, like, long videos, and we want to repurpose it. We want to you break down that video for different platforms, but it's really hard. Who will take time to manually cut down the videos and edit it, right? So again, for this, breaking down a big video into smaller short form videos, again, Read AI will help you there. uh, so let me show you how you can do that very easily. And yeah, and so Veed has this create clips. So what I'm going to do is now just, okay, there we go. I have to just upload the video. I'll take a, so I'm, for the example, I'm taking a 30-minute long video, so that it shows you how it can easily break down the bigger format video into shorter formats. It's a it's a it's a beachside villa property tour. So it's about 30 minutes. It does not have any subtitles right now. So Veet lets you, of course, choose the subtitles, kind of subtitles you want. If you want the video to be viral, highlights, insight, you can choose. So I'm going to choose viral shots, and you can also select the max clip length.
And
So
to recap a bit, Cynthia, so what I'm seeing here, this video is because I got in the rehearsal, I was lost. So this illustration we see with this lady talking in the podcast, that's not the video, right? Sneaked out exactly what you said. We're talking at, imagine you have a video about your destination, for example, or about your company, and you want, which is a pretty long video, like a 7 minutes video about the destination. And what you want to split this into great clips that you can upload on platforms. And Sneakda, what is usually it's like 1 minute. We want 1 minute for the platforms. That's the for the shorts on
yes,
TikTok and the
for
rest.
YouTube, it's preferable to use 1 minute videos. Now YouTube has, of course, 3 minute. They have extended the limit. But yes, 1 minute videos still work on Reels and also on YouTube Shorts. So, and the best part about Weed is that Weed selects the best parts of videos based on their viral potential. So if you feed a 30-minute video, it will see the video, and it will know exactly which are the key moments which has the potential to get viral, and it will only slice those parts for you as shorts. So that's something that I don't think any other tools do. And again, next thing is that it gives you, if there's a 30-minute video, it will at least give you 10 to 12 shorts. And while it will give you the shorts, it will also give you the score, the viral score. It will tell you if the video is clear. It will give multiple scores to that videos. So that will again help you to choose from so many videos which shorts you want to go ahead with. So okay, I'm short on time, so this will take 2-3 minutes in total, so we still have time. So I want to show you how one more repurposing of that we do at Rental Scale Up, a video into an article.
You're gonna
Very,
show us the videos when they're ready, basically, right? While
yes,
this
yes, I'll come back to this.
ready,
I'll
while
come
this is
back to
happening, it's showing giving more value. Let's do that. So we go back to the clips being.
right, right,
Thanks.
yes. So again, the property tour video that I have used for creating shorts, again, I'm going to repurpose that same video for creating the article. So basically, all you need to create an article from a video is you need the transcript, you need a good prompt, and you're good to go with ChatGPT. So I use this tool called TurboScribe.ai for creating transcript for from the videos. So I have already because I'm short on time, so I've already generated this transcript, And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on ChatGPT. I've already pasted the transcript from the video.
I was thinking that. So basically what you did in Transcribe, you uploaded the video and it's able basically to listen to the video and make a text out of it, right?
Yes, exactly. It will give
So
all
we have the
the
text from the video now. Okay, go ahead.
right, right. All the text from the video is right here. It's a free tool. It lets you do, I think, generate 3 transcripts free for free per day. So you can go ahead and use that. And so again, here the transcript. I have just pasted the transcript of the video, in ChatGPT, and I've used a very basic prompt that, hey ChatGPT, this is a transcript of a property tour video. Please draft an article from this. The target audience is travelers in beach villas. Explain the property features in detail and keep the tone refreshing and friendly. Again, I want to add, please follow the best practices. Please follow the best practice for creating this article. Okay. So this is the prompt. So now basically it will generate an article from this transcript that we have given from the video. So let's see what happens.
What you're trying to do, you're trying to use the basically you had a great video with a great text voiceover. We invested in this. We're like, why don't we use the text from the video for to create an appealing blog post, for example, or something for a brochure, right? Some text I would need about that destination or this tour of a property, for example.
Right. I'm not creating an article from scratch. I've just used the video, taken the transcript from that and pasted it on ChatGPT and asked it to create an article for me.
Ooh, I love
Article
this.
is good.
To walk through, I love this.
Articles are cool because of course you can use it for your websites, you can use it for your newsletters maybe, or you can also use it for SEO purpose. So it's very easy. See, I did not take much time. I just pasted the transcript and I already have an article ready, and it is talking about everything that there was in the video. So, and if you feel that if you need to iterate it, of course you can add keywords maybe or anything specific you want to
And to
add.
be clear, as we saw with Yuvika, right here, we're not asking ChatGPT to make up stuff. We say no, we create good content, right? We just say just like use the basically voiceover from the video, and you get a transcript, and the transcript from this voiceover. Say use that to create a good article, but using best practices that you know on how what a good article is, right? As we said earlier, it's like using like content you have plus best practices that ChatGPT has, but not obviously asking ChatGPT to come and replace your content. That's not what we want.
Right, totally. This is completely based on the transcript that we have fed to ChatGPT. So everything which was there in the video is now in the article. So yeah, the article is ready, a very detailed article. It has given me different sections and headings, everything. So I can make some iterations and I'm good to go to maybe use it for my website, etc. So that was it. Now let's go back to the shorts that we were creating. Let's see if those are ready.
Oh, what's cooking? Is it ready? Ooh, look at this.
It is. It
The
is.
plate
Yes.
is ready to be served. Take us through
So
that. Ooh.
So you saw how we added one video to it, one 30-minute long video to it, and how it has generated shorts. And you can see that it has also suggested titles. So you don't have to put effort there of thinking titles for each. It has already suggested, see, like at least 10 plus videos.
Can you stop on one so we can actually see like one
Sure,
of
sure, sure. Let me do that. Yes. And the most interesting part is that since there are so many shots, you're not sure which one to choose. It has given you scores. So these scores, because they have tested this based on these are based on best practices. So when I say best practices, I mean that they have maybe taken in account millions of videos and then reached to conclusion that which part of the videos work better and which has the potential to go viral. So based on all of that, they have given these scores. So you can see, okay, 8 on 10 for hook, interest 8 on 10, engagement. And again, for each of the videos, they have given that. So now you don't have to go through each of the shots. You can just pick from here, okay. And if you want to edit anything, you can, of course, go ahead and edit it right then and there. So
So
that's about
here what would I do, Snigdha? So I took my long video, I plugged
this.
into Vid. Vid was smart enough to analyze it, and tell me this best potential. So what do I do from there? Because to put it on TikTok or Instagram, what would be next steps quickly?
So next steps quickly, they have already given suggested a title. So what would you want to do is, maybe if you want to make any changes to it, maybe add a keyword according to you, and also a good description, and that can be again generated through ChatGPT. You can take the title and say give the suggested description for this, using best practices for YouTube Shorts, suppose. So you can just then download this. Very easy. You can download it and then post it on maybe Instagram Reels or for YouTube Shorts, etc., or even for TikTok. So that's it. You just need to download it, change the title, add the description, and you're ready to post it.
Cool. And that's what you do every week. Cool. All right. Thank you so much, Nigda. I want to maybe bring back the to finish it up, um, conclude and also reply to a few questions we had. Um, uh, can you give an example how ChatGPT could create the whole marketing strategy? It's a big question. I think it's a lot, right? The way I would do this, I would say, ChatGPT, I am a vacation rental manager. I have a company of blah blah listing in this place. What are best practices to create a marketing strategy for me? What I meant to say is that it's pretty wide, the whole marketing strategy, but at least I'm going to ask it to bring best practices, what they've seen working for companies like me, of my size maybe, or maybe my country, right? And from there, I would say just give me an outline, and if I will see where it's going and maybe tweak a few things. And then I would say, okay, let's just focus on the advertising side, right? And then expand bit by bit. So first, be very clear about my context, ask an outline, redirect the outline, and then go to details. Um, do you know any consultant workshop we could hire to help train our team on various tools we could use to help with the marketing team? That's a great question. Um, I do not know. I wonder whether Conrad is still doing this with marketing. Is he training people? Let me check. I may know someone. Again, what we try to show you today, these are Vid or obviously ChatGPT and the rest. They are not specific to our industry, so they have like usually very good guides. And you know what was fascinating? Tools like Perplexity or ChatGPT, you can ask them how to use stuff, and they're very good at give you how to guide. So I would ask my team to train themselves in a way by asking these tools how to do it. I'm pushing it a bit. I understand what you mean. There's YouTube videos, for example. My advice always as well, like take very common tools like ChatGPT or this or Gemini, whatever you want, but that have loads of people using it because you'll find loads of guides to do it, and or that the AI tools can summarize and make it easy for you to understand. Um, would Vid AI work if we dump multiple videos for one property to create multiple reels? That's a question for Stingda. Would Vid AI work if I would upload several videos for this one property to create multiple reels for this property?
Yes, definitely. If you put a video in Weed AI clips, specifically, it would generate multiple reels for you from one video. Um, is that all, or
Now, the question is more, can I imagine in one go, add several videos and say take clips from these videos, or do I do one by one?
you it doesn't allow to do more than one videos. You have to at a time you have to feed one video, and then it will generate multiple clips from that. And again, for another video, you have to again do the same process, feed the video and get the shots.
Super clear. Thanks a lot. So hopefully we are at time. So hopefully you got information from that. We maybe it looked a bit hectic because we had to go from one thing to another. But the message is a lot of these tools can save you time, right? You don't need to hire maybe expensive teams to do this. You can train your team. That was such a great question. Train your team to do this, or even sometimes I know we didn't want to give stuff to interns because we're like, oh, the interns, what can they understand about our tone of voice or our knowledge? But you know what? If we ask the intern to take an existing PDF where it did the whole work about my brand, my company, the intern, she can repurpose this in pretty good landing page or email blog article, I can proofread, for example, because she's just basically using my knowledge, all the hard work we put, and repurposing, right? That's an idea. So this has been recorded. You're going to get an email with the recording of this, plus the cheat sheet, the slides basically, where you have the names of each product we showed you today. There's no affiliate links. Maybe I should have put links to earn money, but we're not earning money on this. But the goal is for us to show you this. And you can see we piggybacked on PriceLabs AI tools, for example, they generate, they turn data into content. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to use that, put this in ChatGPT and make it like a nice email to my owner. And suddenly you look like you could do things you could not do a year or 2 years ago, right? Go to some owners and really tell them that's what's happening in your market. Make it very simple for them to understand. Rephrase it, make it simple to understand, or um, and really it's a level of service of differentiation that maybe you could not reach before. Hopefully it's helpful for everybody. I want to thank Yuvika, and I have also a special mention of Snigda first ever presentation. Thanks a lot for putting this work and preparing all this. Thank you all for your good words and attending. And we over time, and once again, thank you so much. That was our first workshop of the year. We try to be useful. Let us know what you think. Send us email suggestions, what to do, what to drop, and we'll be very happy to do more for you in 2025. Have a great day, a great end of week, and a great 2025, because I didn't say that yet. Everybody take care. Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.